they go to Europe, they go to the United States, they go to Africa, Nigeria. And we are conscious of the fact that Christians are being persecuted across the Middle East, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Nigeria. And I think we have to engage in that battle as forcefully, with as much resolution as we engage the other 7 fronts. I think it affects not only Israel, it affects America, it affects our alliance, it affects the future of Western civilization. There are some people who believe that, that faith should be silent and terrorism should be understood. No. Faith should speak its voice, and terrorism should be confronted, not understood, confronted and defeated. And that is what we're engaged in right now. So I want you to know that I spoke with President Trump yesterday. I said this publicly too. I see the battle against us and the battle against our Judeo-Christian tradition basically being waged around the globe. And it's waged primarily by 2 forces, radical Shiite Islam and radical Sunni Islam. That means the axis that is led by Iran, much battered, admittedly, but still there, and the axis, the Sunni axis, led by the Muslim Brotherhood, which permeates everything.
All right, this is what our agenda is in this coming year 2026, and we are doing it with all our might. I want to set the record straight. I know that there are misreactions right from the moment the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made his statement. That was yesterday. A lot of people have been talking a lot of things, you know. People have different opinion, and you can't take away people's opinion from them. This is what makes every one of us different. But what I'm trying to say in this video is that I don't want anybody to blame US for what will happen in Nigeria. I don't want anybody to blame Israel for what is going to happen in Nigeria. I want you to warn your politicians, warn people who imported terrorists into the country. I want you to warn those people who have been boasting on national television that they imported militias, they imported terrorists from around the country, and they want to arrest their violence culture. I want you to warn your politicians who invited Nakurawa terrorists to teach Sokoto people on how they should then, how to eat, how to dress, like the dictates of Sharia. I want you to blame your politicians who have been sponsoring Boko Haram, who have been inducting Boko Haram members into the Nigerian forces, including the police, the military, and so on and so forth. I want you to blame people who allow the military to be infiltrated by Boko Haram. I want you to blame people who coordinate the kidnap of Chibok girls, Dapchi girls, Catholic school girls in Niger State. Helicopter that was painted green, white, and green was up monitoring the kidnap of school children. And after that, no, this is politics taken too far. Any agenda that is coming from this angle, it is already taken too far. You know why I'm trying to tell you this? A lot of people are going to say different things entirely. Different things entirely. Now, this was yesterday that the Israeli Prime Minister, made this speech. Do you remember the speech he made on the 24th day of December 2025? And what happened next on 25 was seeing the United States striking terror targets in Sokoto State. This was the exact statement he made on 24th day of December 2025.
Muslim militant displacement and attacks against Christians in Nigeria, that too must end, and it must end now.
That was the exact statement. And after that statement, the following day, we woke up to see that Mr. Guns Ablazing have, fired 12 Hallmark missiles into Sokoto State in Nakurawa ISIS-linked terror group's targets. Now, the whole story comprising the terror, like the whole story about the terrorism in Nigeria, if you understand it, you will believe what I know, that there is no government that will come in Nigeria that will be able to solve this. Why? Because these are the part of the people. Like I gave you an example. I said I was listening to Christopher Musa when he was CDS on Chinese television, when he was telling us that Nakurawa terrorists, that they were invited by the government. They invited Nakurawa, that Nakurawa was not violent when they came, that Nakurawa was their friends when they came. Then after some times, the Nakurawa terrorists started doing violence, and that was the reason why they proscribed it to be terrorist organization. I did an investigation. I did a documentary. that I'm here to publish now about these Nakurawa terrorists. I discovered that these people were imported to teach Sharia. And after coming to teach Sharia, they saw that Nigeria is not ready for a Sharia state. That is the reason why they started bombing. They started killing and dictating for people how to live and so on and so forth. The same thing happened with the issue of Boko Haram. A Boko Haram member was appointed as a commissioner of religious affairs for the implementation of Sharia in today's Borno state by Ali Modu Sheriff. They appointed Boko Haram as a commissioner of religious affairs. Now, Boko Haram members were happy that Nigeria is about to fall under the Islamic rule of Sharia. Then, the Boko Haram member, after attending the next meeting, they were all talking about Kiwa Barawiri, something like that, how to share money, how to give contract to people. But the Boko Haram member said, no, this is haram. We can't be part of this shit. These people are not ready for total Sharia. That was what transpired. Boko Haram started fighting, killing people. So all these things were imported by people. Now, Bauchi, state governor, Tinubu gripped him. I don't want to put mouth in their family's affair. Tinubu government already accused him of sponsoring terrorism. They already picked his commissioner of finance for, sponsoring terrorists. The commissioner of finance is already in EFCC custody. EFCC already published that they are holding the commissioner of finance, Bauchi State, for terrorism financing. These are the kind of shit we see in Nigeria. So I don't want anybody, maybe tomorrow, to come out to begin to blame the Prime Minister of Israel, to blame Trump, that look at, they want to scatter Nigeria. Your politicians have already scattered this country beyond repair. Beyond repair. They have already scattered this country. This is a kind of country you see someone like Sheikh Ahmed Gumi coming out to tell you that the terrorists are going nowhere. The terrorists are going nowhere, that these are their people. I understand what Sheikh Gumi is saying. These are their people. They invited them. They are working for them. What else do you want? These are our people. They are not playing with it. They really meant business with it. These are our people. They are not going nowhere. They share the same value with them. They understand the same scripture with them. They understand the way of life of these people is the same thing with theirs. By the way, they actually wanted these people to help them to implement Sharia. And it fails. That is the reason why we are here. Look at some monarchs of Yoruba descent were kidnapped yesterday, New Year Day. Monarchs are being carried like chickens. And you see someone today telling you that, listen, we are opening a new war front in Nigeria to protect Christians in Nigeria, in Africa, and everywhere from around the world. I told you that Nigeria, I made this video last week, if you can remember that. Nigeria is on the table for decision. I made the video. If you remember when I made the video, I want you to comment, I remember. Okay, let me see if some people really remember the video. I made a video that was getting to 1 week. I said, Nigeria is on the table for decision. How many of you remember the video? Now, you should understand what I was talking about then, okay? Because I was aware of the meeting, before meeting, that they came openly to talk about. I was aware about, the decision reached. Nigeria is already on the table. And the reason why these people are doing this is because they have gathered enough intelligence that you don't know about. Babada Tia Ahmed's brother leaked this secret on Arise News. There is an interest to annex Nigeria into a terror stronghold.
Are hoping for?
Well, whether we like it or not, we are living in a global village. Let me use a very popular cliche. I mean, the world knows our situation, which is the reason why those who really are concerned about what's going on in this country. Look, there are attempts by interests to take over huge territory, part of Nigeria, part of Chad, part of Cameroon, part of Niger, and turn it into the global headquarters of terror. Those in the intelligence circles know this. I'm saying this publicly now. A lot of people know this. We must never allow that kind of thing to happen. We don't want to live under ISWA. We don't want to live under Boko Haram. We don't want to live under Lokarawa. We don't want to live under...
And if Nigeria is totally captured, because Nigeria has been captured already, if Nigeria is totally captured and they started using Nigerian resources and everything for terrorism, America will be in trouble. Israel will be in trouble. So I know a lot of you will say, what is the business of Israel? What is the business of America? No, they have business in all these things, because what is going on in Nigeria is a global problem. This is a global problem. Go to UK, go to America, go to everywhere. They are doing the same thing. So I am happy about this. A lot of people who don't understand international politics may not be happy about this. They might not understand what is going on because, okay, look at this. It's already 2 decades. All this killing, every now and then, we see people sponsoring insecurity. They are in government. They are in this, like, everybody knows what is going on, but nobody wants to come straight because this is a court. Let me tell you, Aso Rock is not the seat of power in Nigeria. There is a power beyond Aso Rock in Nigeria, and it is called a Kaba. And this Kaba is not the Kaba you know, people who are in the cabinet of a president. No, that is not the Kaba. There is a Kaba that is in charge of Nigeria, and Aso Rock is not the seat of power. There is a court called Kaba. Why is it that people imported terrorists into the country? Even your activists, fear will not let them to mention it. Fear will not let your activists to mention that terrorists were imported into the country. They can't dare it because of this cabal. They decide who ruled Nigeria. So this shit can't continue like this. Importing terrorists upon terrorists and so on and so forth. The other time, the military ruler of Niger Republic was accusing Tinubu that Tinubu is using Lakurawa terrorists to blow up Niger Republic pipeline. These are the kind of shit we hear. No, this should not continue. It should not continue. So that is the reason why I'm saying, don't blame Israel. Don't blame America. Don't blame any country. Don't blame anybody at all who said, I am going to come into Nigeria, because this world is ruled by interest, not by law. There is no law on earth. I'm sorry to say this. But when it comes to international politics, there is no law. What we have is interest. Okay? What we have is interest. So, no matter what you think about this, let me know your opinion. So, we'll be bringing in our guest. Share with us what you think about this prevailing situation. Know that as I'm saying this, what I'm thinking could be totally different from yours. Okay? You have your opinion, right? I have my own opinion. And my opinion is based on what I know and not what I hear. Or I don't know where your opinion is based on. Maybe what you are hearing. So what I'm saying right now is from what I know, not what I hear. So think about your opinion. Where is it coming from? Is it what you are hearing or what you know? Don't forget that it is only what you know that can set you free.